Tucked away in the highest peaks of the Italian Alps, right up against France and Switzerland, there's this tiny, incredible wine region. It's actually Italy's smallest, and it's for sure its most extreme. Here, you've got vineyards that literally cling to the sides of mountains, and every single bottle tells a story of survival. So welcome to the Valle d'Aosta. Today, we're diving into what makes these wines so, well, heroic.
You know, this quote just nails it. In the Valle d'Aosta, making wine isn't just about farming. It's a full-on daily battle against the elements. And this isn't just some romantic idea. No, this is the reality for the people crafting these amazing wines day in and day out.
At the end of the day, this whole story is about resilience. It's a place where wine isn't just made, it's earned through pure grit and a deep, deep respect for the mountain they call home.
Okay, just look at this comparison. It really tells the whole story. I mean, forget everything you picture about Italian wine. You know, the rolling hills of Tuscany. Valle d'Aosta is the polar opposite. We're talking a brutal alpine climate, impossibly steep terrain where machines simply cannot go, and all of it done with backbreaking labor almost entirely by hand. It's a completely different world.
And to give you a sense of the scale here, get this, we're talking about vineyards planted up to 1,200 meters. That's nearly 4,000 feet up. It makes it one of the highest places wine is grown in all of Europe. And believe me, at that altitude, everything changes. The air, the sun, and the very soul of the wine.
So let's actually define this term we keep throwing around, heroic viticulture. It's not just a cool name, it's a real official classification. To even qualify, your vineyards have to be on slopes steeper than 30%, they have to sit above 500 meters, and they often rely on these ancient hand-built terraces. What that all boils down to is that pretty much every single task, from pruning the vines to picking the grapes, has to be done by hand.
You know, this struggle is nothing new. Winemaking here goes way back. I mean, the Romans were the ones who first built these crazy terraces. Then, for centuries, it was the monks who kept these traditions alive. And after the phylloxera plague almost wiped everything out in the 19th century, the region's seen this incredible modern comeback, really focusing on the unique native grapes that make this place so special.
So how does this crazy environment actually shape the wine? Well, it really comes down to these three things. You've got these huge temperature swings from day to night, which lock in an amazing, vibrant acidity. You get this super intense, high-altitude sun that ripens the grapes perfectly, and that rocky, nutrient-poor soil, it forces the vines to struggle, which creates grapes with this incredible concentration and minerality.
And that brings us to the real heroes of the story, the grapes themselves. These are the native varieties that have figured out how to thrive here. For the reds, you've got Pétu Rouge, kind of the region's workhorse grape, full of red fruit and spice. Then there's Fumin, which is a bit more robust and peppery. And for the whites, the absolute star is Prié Blanc. It makes these stunningly crisp, mineral-driven wines that honestly just taste like green apple and mountain air.
What's really cool is it's not just the local grapes that are different here. Even a world-famous grape like Nebbiolo, you know, the grape of Barolo in nearby Piedmont, it becomes a totally different wine in Valle d'Aosta's colder climate. It takes on this whole new personality. It's still elegant for sure, but with a sharper acidity and a much firmer structure. It's a perfect example of how this one-of-a-kind place transforms everything it touches.
So after all this heroic effort, what's the payoff? Wines that are absolutely electric. The common thread running through all of them is this high-toned, vibrant acidity that makes them incredibly refreshing. You get this profound freshness and a distinct minerality that tastes, and I'm not kidding, like mountain rock. They're just pure, elegant, and totally unique.
And of course, these wines were born to go with the local food. They're a perfect match for that hearty, rich Alpine cuisine. Just imagine a crisp white wine cutting through a gooey Fontina cheese fondue, or a structured red wine standing up to a savory venison stew. This is way more than just food and wine. You're literally tasting the culture of the region.
But honestly, the only way to really truly get these wines is to go there. You have to walk those ancient terraces yourself, feel just how steep they are. You have to taste wine with a family that's been doing this for generations, in their own cellar. Or even better, celebrate the harvest with the locals at a festival. That's when the whole story just clicks.
Which kind of brings us to a final thought. In a world that's filled with easy choices and mass production, what's the real value of a wine that's born from so much struggle? What does it mean to taste the history, the effort, and the soul of a place, all in a single glass? I think that's the question these heroic wines ask us to think about.